Hey everyone, it's Michelle, the Dreaming Dilettante, and I have a different video for you today. I have been working on getting some digital art journaling kits together, and I finally have my first kit all pulled together. I have two more in the works that, with any luck, will be up in my shop as well in the next week or so. But I wanted to give you a flip through of this kit, and I'm also going to include a little play so we can see some ideas on how you can use a kit like this. Some different ideas. So we're going to actually complete a full journal page together. But first, let me show you what you get in the kit. You get 10 pages, and they're about 8.5 by 11. There is a border, so they're a little bit smaller than that. But if you wanted to use them as a full 8.5 by 11 page, I'm going to show you how you can kind of get rid of that white border if you didn't want it, other than just trimming it. So if you wanted to keep the full page width. So here's one of the first pages, and it has some really nice element. You have some people in the garden. My theme for this kit is very spring garden. There's birds and butterflies and flowers. It's a very soft kit, and my hope was that everything was there to give you a beautiful page, but also to leave room for you to add your own elements without competing with the existing images that are on the page. So hopefully you'll find that you can work with this kit really well. So here is one of the first pages. This is another page, a little mama bird and her babies. And these kits are so much fun because you can use them as a full page to make a journal, or you can actually just cut out different images. You can cut out words, different elements, use them for collage. And we're going to do a little bit of all of that in this video. So here's another page. This one is more greens and pinks. And we have some birds here, and we have another bird down here with some berries. So I just really love it. I love the way script looks. I use it in a lot of the kits that I'm working on currently. I think this is one of my favorite pages. I love pinks, and the way they kind of blend in with the bird and the words, just, I don't know, it really makes me happy. And then these guys, I love this little one down here. They're just, I love the birds. And for me, spring and seeing the birds back at the bird feeders and everything like that, when it starts to really fill in with all the different birds that didn't stick around all winter, just really makes me very happy. This one, I'm in love with this butterfly. You have a nice big element here of the butterfly that you can use, again, cutting out for collage or different things. Some flower elements here, along with, of course, another bird. And we have this page here. This image here is one of my favorites to use as a background, so I tend to use that a lot in my background journaling pages. We have another butterfly, some larger Gerbera daisies, so you have some really fun elements there. This is a more muted page. It has some greens and it looks a little more vintagey, and you've got some pinks, but it's a little plainer. I wanted to give you a few plainer pages that you could use if you wanted to print on the backs and have maybe more of a decorative page followed by a blanker page, that you could absolutely do that as well. And here's one that would be great for writing, for journaling, so you could print out multiples of this if you wanted to make a writing journal, and then collage elements from the kit inside. So there's just so many things that you can do. And what's nice about a digital kit, if you're not familiar, you download the kit, you pay for it once, and then you can print it as many times as you want for your projects. And here's another one here. We have some quotes, words here, joy and laugh. Also included in the kit are 3 pages of tags. So here's one of them. I've printed these just out on regular copy paper, but you can print them out on a cardstock if you want it to be a heavier weight, but I'll also show you some other things that you can do with it as well. And here's another one, and again, these all correlate with some of the images that are in the pages. So you have, again, the people sitting in the garden, so very similar images, so that they can kind of coordinate. If you wanted to do an entire journal theme, you can do that. And then there's some quotes down here that you can cut out and use in your journals. And then this is the last one. These are some larger tags, again, coordinating colors. And then we have some circles here that you can cut out, and you could use if you wanted to make some of the journal jewelry like we did in a previous video, and I'll link that in the description box below if you didn't catch that. So that's just a flip through of all the pages, and if you're interested in some ideas on how to use them in a journal page, keep watching. So I think for playing, why don't we start with one of these tags, or let's see, do I want to use these? You know what, I think I'm going to start with the plain tag. just to show you some of the things that we can do to embellish it. And one of the things I love about digital kits is the fact that you buy them once and you can use them as much as you want and print them out as often as you'd like. And I think it's a really fun way to kind of enhance your creativity, because you get to try it out and then see what you can do, and it's just another fun element, let's be honest. Not necessary, of course, but fun to use. And I think I'm going to back this with a little chipboard. Let me get some here. I tend to print my most of my digital kits on just regular thin cardstock. And the reason that I like to do that personally is because, one, it's always in my printer, so that makes it easy. I don't have to change it, because I usually am at my computer digging through, and then I'm like, oh, I think I'll do this. So I do like that. And the other reason is I like the flexibility, because I can always add something to it. So I can add, like I'm doing now, some cardstock or some chipboard to make it sturdier if I want. But then if I want it to be, thinner, maybe I wanted to glue this tag down on a page and I didn't want to add a ton of bulk, I can do that as well. Now, you could probably use a glue stick. This surface I'm gluing this onto is a bit shiny, so I'm using something a bit sturdier. So it's just something to keep in mind, but of course your own personal preference. You can use whatever works for you. I just like to share ideas and kind of why I do things. There isn't always a reason why I do things, but sometimes I have a reason. And I'm sure you can cut much straighter than I can. Let me zoom in just a bit. There we go. So I'm going to... And now what's nice is that you have a nice sturdy tag that you can use to journal on. I think I actually have an idea. I really did not cut that straight. Let's pretend it's straight. I think I'm going to use this on the back. Glue. So now I feel like that one side that I just did will be something that's really nice for journaling. And then this side can work as a little more of a decorative side. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take a few elements from the kit. And if you've watched me for a little bit, you know I like to kind of tear things. And what's nice about this, the other reason I like to use the copyweight paper, is it doesn't, it tears nicely, and you don't have to worry about it being too thick and bulky. I'm just going to add... I don't do a lot. I did at one point with vintage type things, but I do from time to time like the look of it. When I first started, I shouldn't say when I first started, but there was a time in my journaling adventures that I did a lot of kind of vintage looking things, and they're beautiful. I always admire other people's work, but I tend to like bright colors myself, which is probably why I can help by adding a lot of pink to this one. And so it's fun for me to challenge myself and do things different. And that's one of the things I love about digital kits, is that you get elements in them that maybe you wouldn't have picked up on your own. It's kind of like getting a paper pad where you get all kinds of different paper colors and things like that to use. And, there might be a bunch that you love, but there always might be that one or two page that you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And it kind of challenges us to use it. And then I love to just, as I'm doing here, is just tear. And then all these little bits I'll add to pages in my journal to kind of give me some backgrounds. So you always kind of have pages going, which is one of my favorite things. But I tend to have so many different journals going, and I'm working in them all at different times, that finishing them is something that I'm really trying to make a priority for, to kind of dig in and just add some completed journals, more completed journals to my kit, or to my repertoire. Is that the word I'm looking for? Now, what did I do with, there. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take Birdsong. I do love this quote from Emily Dickinson. I was reared in the garden, you know. Love that. It's that time of year. I don't know if you could hear, it was thundering here before, but it's that time of year where I'm getting back out into my garden, which I love. Spring and fall are my favorite seasons. Although I'm grateful to summer for tomatoes. About 75 and a light breeze is about as hot as I like it. But I think I want to put something on the back here. But it's not so much for growing tomatoes. So I do appreciate it for what it gives. I'm just using a little piece of dictionary page. This isn't included in the kit. This is just something I have in my stash that I'm going to add. And I think, you know what? I can't help myself. I want to add a little pink. But don't worry, everything I do isn't pink. I just wanted to add a little color there before I stuck that down. I like that. And I think I'm gonna, and there's some glitter on here from another project, because of course glitter goes everywhere. Yeah, I wonder if you can hear the thunder. I do love a thunderstorm. Go around here. I got a little green transfer there for my desk, but I always embrace that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's frustrating if I'm trying to be specific with things, but I tend to, overdid a little bit there. I tend to embrace those things because sometimes I find that those little mistakes, if you want to call them that, give us an opportunity to do something that we wouldn't have thought of on our own. I'm not very good at thinking up every little detail myself, so having those little happy accidents works well for me. I think I'm going to add, but if you're new to my channel, don't worry, it's not all pink all the time, just most of the time. I feel like I wanted to do, oh yeah. Yeah, no? What do you think? I think I was going to do just lace. And then I saw that. If I want, maybe, yeah. One of the things I love about digital kits is that if after I make this, I'm like, I wonder if I did this different, or I wish I had done that. I can just print it out again and do it again. I don't have to go to the store and hope that they still have that paper pack, or that those materials are still in stock. I can just, I think if I put too much on there, it might be hard to put it into a pocket. Unless I'm going to clip it. But that looks cute. I'm gonna do it, and then I'm not going to worry about how I'll find a way to put it in the journal later, because it looks cute. But that's one of my favorite things about digital kits, is it's a bit freeing to know that you can just go ahead and make it, and then if you're not happy with it, you're not feeling like you're wasting your precious materials. Okay, and I think I'm going to use this. I'm going to take out my hole punch. And ideally you could add an eyelet there, but I don't know where all I used to have a ton of them. I think they're all still up in our attic, which I'm going to be going through. We're hoping to have a garage sale to clean out stuff because we have too much stuff. Okay. I like that. I like that. Maybe think yeah, I like that. Gives a little interest. And then you have the back here where you can journal and write all kinds of fun things. So let's play in our journal now with our tag. And let's see. I think this page feels fun. And these are interesting because I have pages like this that are kind of half pages. And for this one, I think I'm actually going to glue that down to the other one, so I have two full-sized pages. And if you're interested in how I made this journal, let me know. I'd be happy to do a video. I love making these. I used an old book and I have videos, tutorials on the channel on how to make a journal, but this particular one I made using some vintage music paper. I didn't film making this one, and then this is some old book paper. So it's a lot of fun to make something like that. I think I'm gonna